Every day you start up with nebulizing because you wake up coughing. You take some puffers and nebulize some medicine and do some lung clearance exercises. And that clears your lungs from having lied down or having laid down all night. Yeah, I wake up pretty congested and coughing. Then I take some puffers and do my nebulizing for the morning. I get up and have breakfast in the shower and a good cup of coffee. And I try to commute on my bicycle to work. And then I eat at work because I have to eat an awful lot. I eat a lot of breakfast, go to work, continue eating at work, have muesli bars in my bag just in case I get hungry, come home and eat crackers and cheese before I cook dinner. And then before going to bed I take some more puffers and nebulize and try and sleep. And I try to commute and do a serious exercise in the day, maybe an hour of pedaling in the kayak or an hour of cycling or walking up some hills, because all that cleans the lungs. It keeps the lungs moving, it keeps them breathing and gets me to cough up the mucus that develops during the day. We do fight it with antibiotics and that's the best we can do, but I still get completely clogged up inside and congested. And by doing regular sport, I keep on clearing that out. So even when I feel sick, I go out and try and get on the bicycle and do something to get it all moving. And after an hour of exercise, I just feel so good. Even after 10 minutes, the first 10 minutes is mostly coughing, but that is the important part. The first thing everybody can do is sign up to be an organ donor. That doesn't mean you're going to be an organ donor. It means that if everything goes right and you die in the most amazing way in the right place, you will be used. Then people like myself can receive your lungs, because our lungs, like yours, are pink and spongy. Mine are full of scar tissue and not very functional, and they're stiff and hard. So once my lungs are done, which is what happens to most people with cystic fibrosis, we need to get a lung transplant. And sometimes that includes a heart and lung transplant. And they don't put you on the list until you're on oxygen, and life is fairly restricted with an oxygen bottle. And then you have to wait for 1 or 2 years for an organ to become available. Obviously, a lot of people die waiting on the list, and the operation itself is not exactly a simple one, so there's risks involved in the transplant. But once that is done and completed, you will live another 5, 10, 20 years, depending on how well your new lungs will stay in your body. They do reject in the end, and you will be on a lot of drugs while you've got them. Life expectancy, I believe, is about 35 at the moment. But that means that people with CF today die at about age 35. I think children born today with CF have a much greater life expectancy, because when I was young, we did not have the treatment or the medicine or the drugs to treat cystic fibrosis and maintain people in a good condition. And I was very lucky to have survived to 45, and I hope to keep on going like this. I'm a very positive person, and I think only positive things. Anything that's negative I forget. If people ask me if I suffer from this or suffer from that, my first reaction is no. And then I need to be reminded of, well, you do have that when, and out comes all the periods that I do have reflux, or that I do have asthma, or have a problem with insulin. So I only think of positive things. Well, something I tell a lot of people is you can be sick at home, or you can be sick while camping. And today's technology, we have nebulizers that run on batteries. The insulin we take doesn't need refrigeration. We can go out there and do everything that other people do. It only takes a little bit more planning, and it's a little bit slower. If I plan anything, I need to allow a bit more time, because I move a lot slower. Oxygen is like fuel to your muscles, and with my lungs the way it is, it's like a carburetor not giving enough petrol to an engine. And even though it's an 8-cylinder, it's not getting the petrol, so it's not going to move. And I move a lot slower, doing lots of different things and trying not to be too competitive. So I suggest people get a good bike and some good rollerblades and a good backpack and good hiking shoes, some runners, and do a little bit of everything. because you don't want to get bored and you don't want to overdo anything. Hi, I'm Walter. I have cystic fibrosis. Why don't you come and follow me on the website and read my story? The website is on your screen.